Hey, what up, y'all? We're back for another video. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yes, let's get into our show, honey. We got just a few topics that we want to run through. I'm trying to keep you guys updated on what's going on because there's so much going on in these YouTube streets, honey. And I be trying to keep y'all updated. Y'all like the background? Y'all like the background? Y'all like the background? Yes, we're trying to switch it up. Okay, so y'all don't get bored. All right, so we have a few options for backgrounds. I like the little stream, it looks peaceful. Okay, I look like I'm out here in the woods, which I will never be. I'm looking like my ass is chilling in the woods back here. But I love the waterfall look because it has a peaceful feel and serene look. So we're gonna go with that in this video, okay? Yes. Let's get into Kachada with the topics we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna need some peace. All right, good God. All right, so let's get into it. Everything said in the video, guys, is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. You guys can see that going across my screen. That is my disclaimer. All right. Let's get into our topics though, honey. We've got yet another plane crash, y'all. What the hell is going on? Seriously, what is going on? We literally just this morning in Car Chronicles we talked about the helicopter crash. All right, and now here we are in Boca Raton, Florida, with another plane crash. What the hell, y'all? Oh my God, let's get into it. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It says I'm on time for this one. Yes, Mira Alexander, thanks for being here. All right, so three people, you guys, are announced deceased after a small plane crash, or crashes rather, in Boca Raton, Florida. Look at this. Oh, let's play the news thing for this because this is
Plane down in Boca Raton, Chopper 6 over that wreckage right there on the train tracks. You can see it clearly on your screen right now. It happened on Military Trail right near Glades Road. NBC6's Amanda Placencia has arrived on the scene.
Well, he arrived here on the scene just a few moments ago, and what I can tell you is that a small plane went down here in Boca Raton. And I'm going to step out of the way so you can see the scene. You can see the tail of that small plane sticking out, as well as debris next to that blue tarp along the fence, as investigators are out here working to find.
Plane down in Boca Raton, Chopper 6 over that wreck.
Plane plunged from the sky and fell near the train tracks along Military Trail and Glades Road in Boca Raton. Now, according to Flight Radar 24, the aircraft is a Cessna 310R and was headed to Tallahassee, but appeared to do many circles as it turned around back to Boca Raton Airport. Witnesses who work nearby and saw the crash shared this video with us as first responders arrived. They told us off camera that they saw the plane for a little bit flying low and then felt their building shake when it crashed. Then the plane caught on fire with plumes of smoke billowing into the air. Plane plunged from the sky and fell near the train tracks along Military Trail. And
y'all see that? So the update is that three people are unalived after a small plane crashed near Boca Raton Airport in Florida. It says that officials are pretty much putting that out there. So one person on the ground sustained non-life threatening injuries as well. Okay, so prayers are up, you guys. Says three people have been announced deceased and one person was left injured after a small plane crashed in Boca Raton, Florida today. Now, according to NBC6, that the three deceased are those who were on board, says, and one man who was injured was in a vehicle on the ground. Says that his injuries have been described as non-threatening. Says that the crash took place not too far from Boca Raton Airport and Interstate 95. All right. Flight Radars 24 reports that the flight appeared to be circling in the air as it was turning back around to Boca Raton Airport. Now, Boca Raton Fire Rescue Assistant Chief Michael LaSalle, says that crews responded after there were reports of the plane having mechanical issues. So the FFA says that the plane, which was a Cessna 310, crashed around 10:20 a.m. The plane was making its way to Tallahassee International Airport when it crashed. Okay, so I don't know what to say. I don't say helicopters and planes. Is it something in the air? Like, damn. I don't know what to say, y'all. So another plane, guys.
Wreckage right there.
Another plane has crashed, as you guys can see. Y'all can go and check that out. Shout out to the Shade Room because that's where we're seeing it. It's all over the news. So this is everywhere. You can pull it up anywhere. CNN is everywhere. So yet another plane crash. We had a helicopter crash on yesterday where a family of 5 went down in the Hudson River, you guys, including the pilot who was also found unalive. They did recover all those bodies and they were deceased. And now today, this morning at 10:30 a.m., a small plane has gone down in Boca Raton, Florida, near their airport there on the military base, which crashed down, and someone below in their car sustained injuries as well. So that is it, and that is all on that. Prayers up for everyone involved. Okay, let's get into some Memphis news, child, because we got a granny down there that's out here. Granny is out here acting crazy, girl. All right. Let's get into this news, this Memphis news, okay? Now, this says that a grandmother is charged, you guys. A 72-year-old grandmother is facing several charges after police says that she fired a pow-pow during a fight outside of a Memphis community center. It said that the woman's son told Fox 13 that his mother, Joyce Brown, was only trying to protect her grandson from students that the family said were bullying him. Now, court documents show that the parking lot was filled with school children who ran after Brown fired a pow-pow into the ground. Okay, so she was trying to protect her grandson, or her son rather, who was experiencing, maybe grandson, experiencing bullying from other kids. And she brought her pow-pow out there, honey, acting like Medea, and now her ass has been arrested and charged. Okay. So they said she's trying to protect herself and her grandchild. Said that she wasn't trying to hurt nobody, but she wasn't trying to let nobody hurt her either. Okay, this is according to this man here, Marcus Clark. Let's get into the news portion of this, all right? Because Granny is out here, child, acting like my deal, child, out here with her pow and wreaking havoc in these damn streets. Let's get into
She
it.
picking them up, make sure they get home safe. Just the type of lady she is. She don't deserve to be where they got her at. She trying to protect herself and her grandchild. She's not the person that hurt nobody. She wasn't trying to hurt nobody, but she wasn't trying to let nobody hurt her neither. And they talking about putting their hands on her and flipping her car. Instead of them leaving her car, they start surrounding her car. What would anybody else do in this situation? What they expect her to do? Ain't got no respect for authority or adults. That's what it came to seem. She picking them up, make sure they get home safe. Just the type of lady she is. She don't deserve to be where they got her at. She trying to protect herself and her grandchild.
All right, so this is a Memphis grandmother. They have charged her with shooting that, well, pow-powing, letting that pow-pow off out in the school courtyard where there were other children. Now that I get, because you know how pow-pows work, okay? If you fire them in the air, the bullet must come down somewhere. You've heard of people pow-powing in the air, especially for like New Year's Eve or New Year's night, day when the new year come in, people pow, 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 pow. Those bullets got to come down somewhere. So you hear about these bullets just like going, and then she powered it into the ground, supposedly would have ricocheted from the ground and into someone or hurt someone. So that I get, to where they're saying she has to be charged for that. But I feel like maybe she was scared and she was in protective mode for her grandchild. And they said that other people, kids, disrespectful kids, of course, teens, were circling her car and trying to threaten her. So she brought her pow-pow and she pulled it out and pow-powed on the ground to make them get back. But unfortunate for her, she was reported and they did pick her up and they charged her. So that's sad. I hate to see that, a 72-year-old woman being in jail for that. Let's look at some comments right quick before we get through with this. Said that this grandmother needs to be vindicated and let out. Said that she had to protect herself and her grandchild. This is ridiculous. The laws are backwards. Another person says the granny face say and did about my grandbaby. Says free granny, that she didn't do anything. Let that thing ring as a warning. Child, these are Memphis comments sound like. Y'all not in for being Memphis, child. They be ready to set it off. All right, so a person says that baby, them kids don't care about nothing and nobody. Says that that's the only choice that she had. Another person said free Nana. Says that she has every right to protect herself. Another person says she pow-powed at kids no matter what was happening. Remember, she pow-powed at kids. Says that the jury and the judge not going to see that she was protecting herself, that they're going to see that she was pow-powing at kids. They said that I hope she gets off though, okay? Of course, several people went in under that comment, and I'm pretty sure they were going in. We'll entertain it. Let's see what they say. Let's see. They said that she pow-powed at the ground, and she did. We just read it. She pow-powed at the ground. They clearly stated that she pow-powed one at the ground. They said no, she didn't. So they're arguing with her, saying, girl, you got your information wrong. She was not pow-powing at children. She pow-powed at the ground. A warning shot to let them know, get back, or I'm about to set it off in this bitch. All right, so another person says that I pray that some lawyers see this and represent for free. Said that I'm a parent of a son who was jumped by over 20 students and said that my son was hit with a scooter, had been there and saw, said that had I been there and saw what would have did said I would have done the same thing, if not worse. Said that this woman was in fear for her grandchild's life. Yes, if y'all know how these kids are nowadays, where these kids they be so quick to pull out their phone, especially when they're bullying. Everybody kind of jump in and they want to see who's going to be the person who get the victory in this whole fight or altercation. So the first thing these teenagers do is pull out their phone. They want to be able to have a moment. They go live, and it's funny to them. It's funny to them to see another kid get beat up to a pulp or hurt really bad. Okay. And sometimes it goes too far to where somebody's unalived. And most of the time it's for like a very, very small thing. And they're trying to prove a point that they're, maybe the coon, that dude or that girl in the school, they want to be looked at as the person who is to be looked up to. But yeah, bullying is definitely like really, really bad nowadays, especially from, in regards to when I was in school. There were bullies back then. I ain't let nobody bully me because I would fight back. But nowadays with these kids, it's like they fight to the death, and like they don't care about a human life, and they damn sure don't care about respect for adults. Okay. So this woman was a whole 70-something-year-old woman. Like she's somebody's grandmother, and they still didn't care. They surrounded her car and was going to, I guess, come at her to get to her grandchild. So they don't give a damn about that. So the only thing that kept them from doing that was her, letting off that warning shot. But unfortunate for her, it landed her in a situation she didn't want to be in. So prayers. I hope they figure it out. I hope they don't give her a lot of time for that. Maybe house arrest or something like that, because I don't see her being a threat to anybody. I mean, I hope not. You never know. She's from Memphis, honey. Grandma might be out here on the gang or something. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But prayers to Granny, child. Prayers to Granny. All right. Another person, child, who had time today. All right. And she is a judge, y'all. I found this article. We're going to talk about it. Child, it's a judge out here setting it off, baby. A judge. Can y'all imagine that? A judge. The person who have to hand down your sentence is out here acting a fool. So it said a Pennsylvania judge, Sonia McKnight, is convicted of attempted homicide and aggravated assault for pow-powing her ex-boyfriend. Y'all, let's get into what it said. Shout out, it's on site. All right, so a magistrate judge in Pennsylvania, Sonia McKnight, has been convicted of attempted homicide and aggravated assault for pow-powing her ex-boyfriend, Michael McCoy, in the head, you guys, while he slept on February the 10th, 2024. Damn, right before Valentine's Day. What did he do, child? What did he do? Let's read it. Now, according to CBS News, McCoy survived and testified that McKnight was the only person in the home at the time. So that's bad for you, sis, because you did all that and he survived. He about to sing like a mass choir in court, baby. Now it says, goes on to say that prosecutors described her as a jealous ex who refused to leave after their breakup. Lord have mercy. Now McKnight had McKnight had served as a Dauphin County judge since 2016 and was suspended in 2023 for a prior misconduct case. It said that she also previously pow her estranged husband in 2019, but wasn't charged due to self-defense claims. All right. So it said that McKnight now faces up to 60 years in prison, you guys, with sentencing set for May 28th. This is a judge, y'all. So she's had priors before. So it sounds like she had issues with men. She has a very jealous streak, and it's given that she always her go-to is to go get my pow, and I'm going to settle it with that. Well, you got a slap on the wrist before, and now you are facing 60 years as a judge. That's not going to be good for her. It's like a police officer going to jail, okay? Because they look at that like, bitch, you the reason I'm here. You done sentenced me to all these years. Now your ass is in here. Baby, it's going to be something real for her in there. So as you guys can see, they're saying she was in 2016, she was suspended. And in 2023, it was for a prior misconduct case. So she's problematic. This is a problematic judge, okay? All right. It said that she refused to leave this person's house after a breakup, but now it said that she also pow-powed her estranged husband in 2019, or pow-powed at. She pow-powed pow-powed at her estranged husband, you guys, in 2019. But they didn't charge her with that because it was self-defense. So it sounds like she keeps finding herself in toxic situations. And this new boyfriend, she was obviously arguing with him, and then she went and got her pow-pow, and she actually pow-powed him in the damn head. But he lived through it, and now he's going to be well enough to testify for her. And she is facing, like I said, 60 years coming up May the 28th. What's going on with these people, y'all? My goodness. All right, let's stop sharing and let's get into our last and final topic because this is a pop-in and we all know pop-ins are not long. All right, so let's get into our last and final topic. We do have an update on Dr. Heavenly's son. All right, y'all know she was saying, oh, he wasn't arrested. Daddy went down there and covered the child. Daddy went down there and handled it and ain't no issue. Da, 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 da. Lies. That's her son. That's Heavenly's son. All right, let me move banner so y'all can see his name, child. Okay, Damon Kimes. All right, that's their son. Let's put it back, child, because we get ready to talk about some stuff. I said all her rulings should be revoked because she can't make sound decisions. Yeah, Miss Pruitt, you right on that. All right, so let's get into what's going on. Shout out to Lakeisha Keisha because she definitely she did an update on this and she pretty much said, hey, content creators, y'all report this and y'all definitely are more than welcome to share the documents as well for that. So we definitely will because I have been covering this situation and court case with Dr. Heavenly's son. So shout out to Lakeisha Keisha and thanks for allowing all the content creators to share that information that you pulled as well. So shout out to her for that. Let's get into it. So Dr. Heavenly's son, you guys, is saying that he had a state warrant, okay? And I have the documents for that we're going to show. But it said that Dr. Heavenly's son, who you guys see on my screen, had a state warrant because he got into a physical fight on campus, you guys. And he also says that he attacked another person from behind, which is a punk move, I feel like. And they're saying that people on campus tried to break up this fight, which was a very bad fight, they were saying. And they said that a police officer intervened and tried to stop him and said, but he refused to stop. He became aggressive towards the officer. They said that the officer intervened and the police wound up having to pull out his pow to stop Dr. Heavenly's son from his aggression, y'all. Y'all hear that? But here Heavenly telling, oh, my kids are good. All my kids are educated. My kids are not problematic. You know, daddy went over there and handled that. My son didn't do anything. Da, da, da. He never had an arrest. Girl, this is bad. This is bad. So I'm glad that the officer did not wind up powing your son because he could have done that when they give them a direct order and they don't listen and they result to having to pull their pow and he become aggressive at the officer. What if he would have powed your son? You would have been without a son, giving that your son is not following police orders. All right. So it says that after the police pulled out the pow and demanded for him to stop, and they said that the officer put his hand up in a motion to stop him, said that he jumps into his car, you guys, to leave, and the officer got in front of his car to block him, and he almost hit the officer, revving his engine like he was going to assault the officer with his car. Said that he proceeded to almost hit the cop with his car and he peeled out, and they says that he wound up leaving the scene and they wound up having to take a warrant out on him. They said that he went home. Dr. Heavenly said, I don't know about it. Da, 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 da. Well, he went to your house. So how you didn't know about it? How didn't you know about it if he came to your house after leaving the scene of the crime after the police asked him to stop? So that's how I know she lying. So he went to Heavenly's house. A warrant was issued for his arrest. They went to the home and they went there and they picked him up afterwards and he was arrested, as you guys can see on our screen. So he is being charged. They're saying what he did and what he's been charged with is a felony. He is being charged with a felony. Dr. Heavenly's son, okay, the one she said didn't have no charges. She didn't know he was arrested. She called him and he told her that he was okay and nothing was going on. That son. She said, I called all three of my kids. Why would you call your daughter if they're saying that your son was arrested? That's how I know her ass was lying. Heavenly is crazy. Because did you not think that this information was verifiable? Did you not think that this information could be pulled up? That's my thing. We showed it yesterday where she was on Reality with the King, where I don't know anything about that. My husband kept all of this from me. I didn't know. She tried to remove herself from it to say, oh, daddy knew about it and daddy was handling it. I didn't know nothing about it. And I just found out most recently. Okay, Heavenly. So he has two charges, and we're going to look at the info in a second, but let's go ahead and read into what they're saying happened here. So he's facing two charges, aggravated assault, and he also has a battery charge, okay? All right, so again, shout out to Lakeisha Keisha because she did say she did not mind. He is being indicted, and he still has to appear in court coming up. He has his trial in October coming up. Fannie Willis, as I told you guys, is the prosecutor for this. I mean, bottom line, Heavenly, your son is a thug. Your son is a thug. He snuck somebody from behind and called himself going to put his hand on them on campus, and several people tried to jump in to stop him. He refused. Okay, until an officer had to jump in, and he also got bucked with the officer and tried to hit the officer with his car. He's fucking crazy. All right, so of course, y'all guys know, like I said, he is being indicted, which we know indicted does mean that he's formally accused of and charged with this serious crime. So let's get into the documents that were released to give us a further understanding of this case. Child, see him try to say, "Oh, not my son, child. My son ain't do shit, girl. He ain't do nothing, child. He's college educated. Nobody didn't say he wasn't educated. We did say his ass was fucking violent, though. All right, well, that's what we did say. But she tried to make like, oh no, not my son, child. Nah, he's smart. He go to college. He was down there acting crazy at the college. All right, so let's look at this. As you guys can see on my screen, is an affidavit for arrest. It's the warrant number. Okay, y'all see where it says criminal warrant, Magistrate Court of Fulton County, Georgia, Fulton County. All right, that's the warrant number. You guys can see that. Let me move that. Okay, so it's affidavit for arrest. It gives the code for Georgia code. All right, it says it personally came Ryan Panozzi, who this is on oath says that this is kind of blurry. Oh my god. To the best of his or her knowledge and belief that Damon Christian Kimes, okay, because he's named after Damon, Dr. Damon, hereafter called the accused, says between 2:23 and 23 at 7:18 p.m. and 2:23 at 7:20 p.m. at, it gives the address 55 Gilmore Street, Atlanta, in Fulton County. Said that and he did commit the offense of aggravated assault against law enforcement officer when engaged on official duty and felony. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear felony? So he's being charged with a felony. Now it says it says that it was said, this is kind of blurry, so y'all work with me. It was said, that a Georgia State University police officer and law enforcement officer, it was said that the accused did knowingly assault an officer, R. Panozzi, number 327, Officer J. So it's multiple officers. J. Thompson, and it gives their police number 298, and Officer J. Jones, police number 219 of Georgia State University Police Department, a law enforcement officer in the lawful discharge of the officers. It said that official duties by entering into the vehicle and driving towards them. Said that this deportment makes this affidavit that a warrant may be issued for his or her arrest. So he did have a warrant issued because he used his vehicle to go at officers when they tried to stop him. So they pretty much stood in front of his car, surrounded his car to make him stop, and he revved his engine to try to hit them. And then he left the scene to go home, all right, after they tried to stop him. So they said probable cause. When Georgia State University police officers spotted the vehicle, the suspect reportedly said that the officers stepped into the street in front of the vehicle and attempted to use hand signals and verbal commands to stop the vehicle. It said that the vehicle did not stop until officials pointed a weapon, okay, a pow, at the vehicle. So he was acting a fool. Now, it said it's sworn to and subscribe before me. Then it gives everyone that had to sign off on particular warrant, so you guys can see state warrant for arrest. So the sheriffs went and picked him up at Heavenly's house, the same place she say that she ain't know nothing about. Okay, yeah. So let's get the other documents up. Y'all hear that? That's serious, right? Yeah, she raising a thug up over there. All right, so let's see. Hey y'all, Shirley Terry and everybody in the building. All right, so y'all can see on my screen. I can actually see that, so I don't need my phone for that. All right, let me put that back up. Again, shout out to Lakeisha Keisha for pulling out these good documents, child. We need to see this because Heavenly with her lying ass try to act like she's so oblivious to all this shit that was going on to her son. All right, so as you guys can see on my screen, it says the uniform traffic citation summons and accusations, 23-23 023-8. It gives some of the number, some of the citation number. So Georgia State University Police Department on February 23rd of 2023 is 7:12 p.m. This is when this situation was written up. Around when it occurred, it says the license number, operator's license number. They have that. This is for Damon Christian Kimes, which is Heavenly Son. It gives their address, which they blocked out because it's personal information. It gives his description. Weight 197, black male. Height 5'08", weight 186. Brown eyes. Da 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 da. Aggravated assault. Okay. Violation code. So that's the violation code they put there. Then they have the EW-0394496. That's another type of code. State law. Okay. So that's what's checked off over here, as you guys can see. All right. So let's pull the rest because there's more, honey. There's more. Again, shout out to Lakeisha Keisha on that. Child. All right. So this is just a arrest report. Okay. That's the arrest report. So I got to read it from my phone because there is kind of small. And your girl, you can't see that. All right. I can't see it. All right. So let's see what we can see. Let me blow it up as best as I can, honey. All right. So it just says arrest report, Fulton County Jail. So he was jailed. Okay. Y'all saw that. You see the mugshot up there. Okay. There's a mugshot. It's a whole mugshot there. Okay. You see that? All right, so let's get back. So arrest report. All right, so it gives the arrest number, the jail number. Georgia State University Police is the initiator of this. Bend over to Superior Court. Okay. All right, so Damon Kimes. Damon Kimes is who is against black male, non-Hispanic. Date of birth. What is it? Oh, year of birth is 1997. Okay, he's 25 years old. That don't sound right. Yeah. Height 5'8", weight 186, black, brown eyes, da da da. Georgia State University Department, da da da. Okay, 100 Decatur Street. That's the location where he was arrested at, you guys. Okay. So as you guys can see here, up on the screen down here, it gives the charges that they're charging him with. Okay. The first charge up top here on this line here. I know it's kind of small, but the warrant number, local for the hold is a local warrant. Okay, is what they had for him. He was downtown. It says it's for battery charge. So this line right here is for the battery charge. Okay, that's what the warrant is for. So he actually had a warrant for both of these. All right. So downtown is where he was held. Okay. His bond was for $5,000 for the battery charge. Okay. Now let's go down to the next line, which is right here. Okay. I know it's small, but I'm going to read it to you. That's the warrant number right here where my mouse is, and I'll just move my mouse with you. Again, this is a local warrant. That's what it says here where my mouse is. Next block here says aggravated assault against law enforcement officer when engaged on official duty. That's a serious offense, y'all. Okay. Again, this was taking place downtown. He was taken to downtown. All right. It says that the citation status is sent by a judge and $20,000 bond for the aggravated assault on a police officer. Okay. So what y'all think about that? Okay. That's a surety bond. He was on a surety bond. They asked him what type of bond. As you guys can see, this part right here, it says it was a surety bond. So the booking officer is Beatrice Mans, who actually booked him in there on 4/7/2023. Okay. Yeah. What y'all think about that? So they got his ass on that warrant. He committed that crime and hauled ass back to Heavenly in Dr. Damon's house over there. And they went over there and picked his ass up. And he was charged with felonies. All right. Felony battery, felony assault on a police officer. So he is due in court for his trial October. So Heavenly, I'm not sure what you're talking about. That Dr. Daddy went down there and handled it and it's not a problem no more. Oh, it's absolutely a fucking problem because your son is facing a felony. So whatever he was going to school for, yeah, he probably won't be getting a good job behind that because he will have a felony. Even if you get this expunged, we have enough information that we've already put up that your son is a menace to fucking society, Heavenly. Let's put his picture back up, child. Yeah, that's him. What y'all think about this information? Let me make sure I gave you all the documents of this. It was another one, but it's all over the place. Y'all know how these officers write. You can't even read that shit. But for the most part, I gave you guys the most important information that we actually needed for this particular topic. Said that they was home when he was picked up. Like, yeah. He ran home. Trying to get away from this situation from the police, and they just took out a warrant. They were like, okay, let the nigga go. We know who he is. Everybody on campus knew who he was. So they gave the information, and the police went and filed a warrant on his ass and went and picked him up from Heavenly and Damon's house. So for her to say, I didn't know nothing about this. This never occurred to me. You mean to tell me that the police came to your house to serve a warrant for your son and you knew nothing about it? Your neighbors didn't say, Heavenly, what the police doing at your house today, girl? Because you know how nosy neighbors are, especially if you're real chummy with and you talk to your neighbors. If you know, several police officers, I'm sure, came there. If they're coming to serve a warrant and pick him up, all right, your neighbors didn't say to you, Heavenly, girl, what happened? Why the police coming to your house? Well, you know, several police officers, what they doing over there, girl? Is everything okay? So you didn't know nothing. You are a public figure, like I said. You a public figure. Ain't nobody said nothing to you. Fannie Willis is the prosecutor on this case. Like none of your celebrity friends. Like, come on, Heavenly, come on. I think people will respect her more. And I said this yesterday. I feel like people would respect Heavenly more if she was a little bit more honest about this situation and what happened. Say, hey, he fucked up. He did something he shouldn't have done, and we're handling it. Hopefully things turn out for the best. Prayers, you know, and y'all pray for my son that this work out well for him. If you say some shit like that, people be like, oh, well, hey, prayers to your son, girl, that things work out for him. But when you say, girl, nah, he ain't been arrested. And if something did happen, it was something very small, girl, and daddy went down there and took care of it, and ain't nothing to even be worried about. You know, I didn't even know about the situation until most recently. No, Heavenly. Okay. But y'all see what happened. Okay. Y'all see what happened. Again, these are the documents. There's the criminal warrant number for their son. All right. Damon Kimes Jr. Again, as you guys can see the citation, he has an aggravated assault citation from the college campus. And he also, as you guys can see, the arrest report. All right. Aggravated assault and battery for felony. And there's the arrest report for the Fulton County Jail, which is where he was booked for both battery and assault on a police officer on a surety bond. All right. So that is it. And that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. All right, I'll be tapping back in with you guys a little bit more because every child, listen, I'm out all week. My son is on spring break, so yeah, I'll be tapping back in. We're out and about, child. It's cold as hell outside. I got on my damn hoodie so we can be warm up over here. But that is it. That is all for this video. Again, shout out to Keisha for doing your good work, honey, and pulling these documents and for giving content creators the permission to go ahead and share them so that we can bring some light to this particular subject with Dr. Heavenly in this damn situation with her son. All right. But thank y'all for watching. Thank you, Belle Wilson. Thank you, Tyra. Thank you, Scorpion Miss. Thank you, KBR. My backup mods I see in the building, Rose Armstead, True TV Podcast. Thank y'all so much for modding. Thank you to, do we have any content creators in here? Nobody. Oh, I see Purple Unicorn. Shout out to Purple Unicorn. Y'all check her out, okay? Check her out and support because she's always supporting me. Love her down. Thank you so much. Do we have any more? I think she might be it. Yep, I think you are it, Purple Unicorn. So y'all check out Purple Unicorn, all right? Because she is in the building. Let's get out of here, guys. Let's get out of here. They said I like the background. I tell y'all I'm going to keep changing. I've been uploading some new backgrounds so that we can kind of change it up and keep it fresh over here. Okay, so yeah, so we got some options. So thank you guys for the compliment on the background. Let's get out of here. Love you guys down. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. As you guys can see, I try to keep y'all up on what's going on in every aspect out here in these YouTube streets. Okay, but if nothing else, child, let's get out of here and let's go. Bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice way.